Hey everyone, Chelsey Davis here, and we are all excited about the new show coming to ABC called Big Sky. Right now, I have one of the stars in the house, Ryan Phillippe, to talk about what we can expect. Hey Ryan.
Hi, Chelsey.
Hi, how's it going?
It's going all right. Good morning.
I know a lot of us have been seeing all of the previews of obviously this taking place in Montana, wide open spaces, a lot of ground to cover. It's beautiful, mysterious. Two girls go missing, but they're not the first, and then insert your characters. So can you break down your role on this show?
Yeah, I play Cody Hoyt, who's a private investigator currently embroiled in a love triangle with his estranged ex-wife and his work partner. So that creates a little bit of drama and but at the story essentially, so these two girls are on their way to visit my son and they don't show up. So my son's girlfriend and his sister have gone missing. So in the middle of the night, I decide to set out to try to find them. Maybe they're broken down, who knows, what wrong turn or whatever it is.
You familiar with VICAP?
FBI?
It's the Violent Crimes Apprehension Program. It's basically a database for missing persons.
I've heard about it, never used it.
They showed 12 missing females within a 100-mile radius of where we're sitting. All in the last 2 years, most of them last seen at truck stops. How do you feel about driving up there?
To the church now?
You got kids, Rick?
Say no more.
And then the revelations begin, and then you start to see what's really happening, and that's what you have to watch.
Perfect. And we can't wait to watch. And you mentioned it, I think, in your previous interview, but just looking at the cast, you have so many incredible women who are on this cast, like strong women. What has it been like working with these, in some cases, pioneers?
Well, I'll say one thing. I grew up with three sisters. I was raised by four women, so I'm very comfortable in those scenarios. And it is cool to see how well David Kelley can write these fully realized, multi-dimensional, strong female characters. And that is a central part of this show. And then adding into the groundbreaking nature of Jesse Keitel's non-binary character being one of the first times on television that the actor and the character match in that regard. And she's such a great person to be that pioneer, somebody that you can really, very intelligent, very sensitive. And then there's a couple guys in it that are pretty good too.
Yeah.
John Carroll Lynch and Brian Garrity are phenomenal actors. And it's a good group. And I think that having that range within the cast will also determine the fact that we'll have a wide-ranging audience. I think it works across age groups.
Yeah, and I love that you touched on some of the amazing men actors in there too, because you're one of them. We've all been so excited to see you on this show, and I know that in previous interviews across the map too, you've kind of described how unique the show is, because I mean, I'm a thriller fan myself, but we're going to also have laughter along the way. Can you kind of talk about how this is going to touch on all of our emotions?
Yeah, well, the series of books that the show is based on are very much thrillers, and this is very much a mystery thriller. It has elements that remind you of like a Twin Peaks, where there's these quirky characters and some kind of odd moments. And then David Kelley's dark sense of humor pops up every once in a while, and it's interesting to see him play within this genre and this type of world, because it's not really what we typically associate with the David E. Kelley show, but it's highly watchable.
I can't wait to see it. I know everybody else feels the same way. I have to quickly ask you about filming, because I'm sure, was this done during the pandemic? Because obviously there would be a lot of changes to that too.
Yeah, we were supposed to shoot right when everything got shut down, so we had to put it off, and we went back to work in late July, early August in Vancouver, and we were one of the first big productions back, and so the protocols and the guidelines were super strict as everyone's establishing and finding their way to work within the PPE, and we were tested every other day, and so some of that stuff was tricky. But when you got on set and you're working with the actors, all of that kind of fell away, and it got to be what your normal experience is like to some extent. But it definitely cut down on the social aspect. Like, we didn't spend a lot of time hanging out. we were kind of encouraged to stay in somewhat of a self-imposed bubble. And yeah, it's definitely different. It's definitely not what you're used to, but we all have to adapt right now. That's what this pandemic and this period of time is demanding of all of us, you know, is being able to adapt and control what you can, you know, which is your own health and the health of those around you.
And I think a lot of people during the pandemic too are really looking forward to another escape show. This will be kind of fun for them to dive into like an alternate reality and set in and go along the journey with you guys.
And there hasn't been much new content because of the lull in production. So it's exciting to have a new show that people seem to anticipate that hopefully is going to take them out of this heavy period of time for a little while.
Yeah, we're all looking forward to it. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat today. I did see one of your posts on Instagram about looking for aliens in the desert. If you want to ever come out to Arizona, you can look for them out here too, okay?
Okay, all right, I'll take you up on that.
The invitation stands. Well, thanks again and have a great day.
Okay. Thank you, you too.
Thanks, bye. The mystery begins tonight. Don't miss the new show, Big Sky, on ABC. And we'll see you next time.